Greetings, everyone. My name is Sade. Thank y'all for joining me back on my channel, Hidden Alchemy by Sade. If it is your first time on my channel, welcome. I am a digital content creator focusing on wellness, healing, as well as spirituality, and just helping people to live more confident lives and develop greater self-esteem. So if it's your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like my work, go ahead and check out my website below where you can find my courses, my coaching sessions, as well as other astrology things. Okay, everyone, let's go ahead and dive into the Libra lunar eclipse that we have happening on March 25th. Now, before I dive into this eclipse video, if you do not know anything about the sign of Aries or Libra, which is where this eclipse access is going to be taking place, feel free to head over to my channel to check out the archetype of Aries energy as well as Libran energy, just so you have a deeper understanding of what's really taking place during this eclipse season. For the sake of the video, though, let's dive into what a lunar and solar eclipse are. So, whenever you're dealing with a lunar eclipse as well as a solar eclipse, it's when the collective north node and south node come together in the sun and the moon aspect. So, when it's a lunar eclipse, it's basically a full moon, but what makes it an eclipse is it aspecting the collective north node and south node. So, for us, we have been working with the Aries Libra access since the end of 2022, and we will be closing out the full Aries and Libra access this year, having a final eclipse in March of 2025. But we will be beginning the Virgo Pisces access at the end of the year. So this year is a culmination of what we have really been working with from the end of 2022. And then we will be moving into the Virgo Pisces aspect at the end of the year. So lots of energy this year. Lots of things coming to the surface, lots of things that we're really letting go of. And that's what I want to dive into with this Libra eclipse is this eclipse, especially because we have been working with this energy from 2022. So really think back to the fall of 2022, what things were coming to the surface when we first had the eclipse energy in Libra season. Think back to the eclipse energy we had in March of 2023, April of 2023, as well as the past eclipse that we had in Libra in October. So really think back to these three key times or four key times in this past year and a half and what has been the major theme. Now, for everyone, it's going to be very different depending on where you have Aries and where you have Libra in your chart, but the theme is going to remain the same. And this lunar eclipse that we have happening on March 25th, it's really a celebration. It's a celebration of how far you have come during this Aries Libra axis that we've all been working with for quite some time. And whenever you're dealing with Aries and Libra, you're dealing with the I versus the we. So as a collective, we have really had to dive deeper into where we have been lacking confidence and courage in our own personal life to really go forward in the things that we want to do for ourselves, in the ways that we want to lead in our life. And where have we been kind of allowing ourselves to relate to people in ways that really aren't true to our deepest desires and our deepest wants for our own life? Dealing with Libra energy is also asking us the question of where have we not had boundaries in our relationships? Where have we have not been balanced in our relationships as well? And when you're dealing with Libra, it's not just about relationships in terms of romance. Libra rules how you relate to everything in your life, how you relate to people, how you relate to your environment, and how you relate to things. And all of that has really come into question for this past year and a half of how are we in relation and where are we lying to ourselves, where are we lying to other people, and where are we not showing up for ourselves and being these courageous leaders in our own life. Now, on top of the North Node being in the sign of Aries, South Node being in the sign of Libra, we also have Chiron in the sign of Aries. So it's really been a big year for anyone who has Aries placements. I myself am an Aries moon. So I have been feeling the impact of Chiron in the sign of Aries for the past few years. And the North Node on top of that, Chiron is asking us to deal with our wounds around our sense of self, around our courage, around confidence, around thinking that we can lead in our life, feeling courageous enough to lead and trusting that inner knowing. Aries is the first sign, and it rules the root chakra of the body, which is our sense of self and our sense of security in our body and in the world. And when you're moving from this sense of survival and your instincts, Aries rules like your natural instincts, right? When things are going haywire and you need to tap into that natural human instinct of what to do without having to think about it, that is the Aries energy. It's very primal. And with Chiron in the sign of Aries, we've really had to work with, where do we not trust our instinct? And how can we lean deeper into our instinct, which truly knows what we need to feel safe in our body, feel safe in our environment, and to survive, so that we can attract the right relationships and opportunities into our life. So this lunar eclipse is really a moment to celebrate and to look at how far you've come in the ways that you relate to people and the ways that you've had to let go of a lot of relationships, situations, jobs, right, that really weren't the right fit for you. Aries is naturally ruled by the planet Mars, which deals with conflict, not necessarily war, but how we like to act and initiate ourselves into situations that need action, that need to change. Aries is cardinal, so it's about initiating change in our life. Whereas Libra, being ruled by Venus, it's all about balance, harmony. It's about our money system. And most importantly, which we have noticed as a collective, is about where there is a lack of fairness and justice in the world as well as in our relationships. So all of this has come into question for this past year and a half. And this Libra lunar eclipse is really making us look at everything that we have been through in this past year and a half and really say, wow, like I have come so far. Now, because this eclipse does not have too many, like it doesn't really have any negative aspects, in my opinion, right? So with the sun in the sign of Aries, we also have Chiron in Aries, we have Mercury in Aries getting ready to go retrograde. So this is not the time to act impulsively on what is coming up during this eclipse. In fact, the two planets that rule these signs of Aries and Libra are both in the sign of Pisces. So Aries is naturally ruled by Mars, Libra is naturally ruled by Venus. Both Mars and Venus are right now in the sign of Pisces. Mars is going to move into Pisces on Thursday, but by the time of this eclipse, Mars and Venus are going to be in the sign of Pisces, along with Neptune and along with Saturn. So it's kind of like we're in between both worlds. Pisces is the end of the zodiac, Aries is the beginning. So we have 4 or 5 planets in Pisces, and then we have 4 planets in Aries. And we're kind of in that limbo of, we're getting ready to start this new astrological year, but we're also still dealing with whatever wounds that we did not really look at. And with Mercury going retrograde in Aries, it is the perfect opportunity to allow whatever wounds. Remember, Chiron, it rules our wounds. So Chiron is in Aries. Whatever wounds that we have not yet dealt with pertaining to our sense of self, pertaining to how we relate to other people, noticing where there needs to be boundaries, noticing where there needs to be more balance, whatever wounds we have around that is going to come up during this final eclipse, because it's asking us to look at how far you've come, and whatever else needs to go, let it go, because we're getting ready to shift into a whole new north node, south node access towards the end of the year. So use this opportunity with all of this energy in Pisces as well as Aries. Use this opportunity to feel deeply how far you've come on your journey, to congratulate yourself and to grieve. A lot of times when we are starting something new, we never realize that we have to still grieve the old version of ourselves that will never return. Right. And as much as that is exciting, it is also really scary, because it's a reminder that we are no longer that person and we are moving into a brand new way of relating to people. That's why the North Node is in Aries, is asking us to move differently in our life so we can have different and better relationships to people, places, and things. And because Mercury is going to be retrograde, Mercury is going to station retrograde April 1st, and it's going to be retrograde until the 25th of April, and then it'll come out of its shadow in mid-May, but it's currently in its shadow right now. So everything that you're experiencing right now up into the eclipse and even up until April, you're going to have to come back to it. So that's why I say try not to make any impulsive choices right now. Really allow yourself this space to reflect, allow yourself this space to notice your dreams. Your dreams are going to be really, really active during this time, especially with all this Pisces energy, and really allow yourself this space to call in another person that can help you, right? If there's something that this eclipse brings up and you've been working on it for some time and you're like, man, I really don't know how to let go of this way of relating and this way of being, call in a teacher, call in someone that can assist you on your journey. Because remember, Libra also rules relationships. And sometimes we need to bring someone in to help us have a little bit more understanding of where we're not having balance and where we need to be more balanced in our life, where we might need more boundaries, and where we also might need to have more courage and more confidence to be these leaders in our life and to show up for ourselves. That's what Aries wants us to do, is to really show up for ourselves. So such a beautiful time with this eclipse energy. Another aspect that is really great is Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius right now, and this Pluto in Aquarius aspect is positive with this North Node and South Node energy in Aries and Libra. So it's really giving us an opportunity to see wherever we have Aquarius in our chart, where we need to reinvent ourselves and use this Aries energy of the Sun in Aries, Mercury in Aries, the North Node in Aries, Chiron in Aries. Use this Aries energy to help you reinvent another aspect of your life that you've wanted to for a while, but now you are stepping into this courage and this confidence for yourself to initiate a new way of being in the world. So, as I go ahead and close out this video, some tips to help you during this eclipse season: slow down. We do have Mercury stationing retrograde on the 1st, but it is in its shadow. So you want to slow down in terms of your speech. Mercury is in the sign of Aries, so be very careful about your words and how they land, right? Also be very careful about your movements. We have so much energy in Aries, but with this retrograde in the sign of Aries, you really want to slow things down and not act too impulsively, not speak too impulsively, but instead take time to journal, take time to speak to a therapist, take time to speak to, a guide, a coach, someone else, instead of handling a situation right exactly as it happens, as Aries energy would like to do. Instead, just take a moment to feel. Allow yourself to write out your dreams, write in your journals, things that are coming to you, ideas that are coming to you, right? Because Pluto is in Aquarius and aspecting this North Node energy, things that are coming to the surface that might have been hidden from you for some time, let it come up and acknowledge how you feel. As we move out of eclipse season, out of retrograde, then you will really have the courage and more confidence to act on what was shown to you during that time. All right, everyone. Thank y'all so much for listening. Thank y'all for joining in on this eclipse video. Please feel free to let me know how this eclipse has been working for you. I would love to hear. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you for our next video.